Hey, what's up, everybody? Today, I want to talk about how three things helped me go from one contract a month, if that, maybe every other month, to one contract a week. So there's three big major shifts that I've made that has helped me get more contracts and started to close more deals and make more money. For a long time, I was stuck not getting contracts consistently. So once every couple months, maybe two a month, and then nothing. And then 6 months later, might get another one. There was no consistency, and deals weren't closing. And I was grinding every day. I'm calling sellers, texting sellers, I'm buying new leads, but it just felt like I was stuck and not getting anywhere and not getting any contracts and not getting any deals closed. I thought it was a lead problem. So I switched some leads, tried a different provider, did more outreach for cold calling, did more texting, just switching things up. And in reality, I didn't have any real systems in place. The inconsistency was with myself and my systems and processes and what I was doing, which caused the inconsistency with the contracts and getting deals closed. So today and in this video, I want to talk about three major shifts that I've made that has now gotten me from being inconsistent, maybe a deal a month, to a contract a week. So here we go. So you're getting leads, you're calling sellers, but you're not getting anywhere. So you really got to look at what you're doing in your business and the systems and processes that you have set up. So you might get something under contract, but then it falls through and it doesn't get closed. So the first major shift I made was my follow-up system. I've gotten processes in place because I'm new and kind of running everything by myself. I didn't have anything in place for consistent follow-up to every single seller every day. Whether I had talked to them or not, I wasn't hitting them every day. And that was my main inconsistency problem, was I didn't have consistent follow-up. So the first major shift was adding a piece to my business to make sure that I'm hitting sellers every day. So I've teamed up with somebody in my network that is helping me make calls every day, and they're hitting those sellers every day that we haven't made contact with yet. And then the ones that we need some follow up, we're working that into the system as well. So now when I get new leads, they're hit same day. And then the ones that we haven't made contact with, they're getting hit every day as well. So now I've kind of removed myself from that piece so that it gets done and make sure that I have a good follow up system within my business and we're hitting those people every day. So, and we've had people in the system for months now, and every day we're generating new leads. So we're adding to that pipeline. And as long as we're consistent with it, sometimes we're going to hit and we're going to be able to talk to a seller um, that we haven't talked to or we've been trying to call for months. A perfect example of that is we just got a deal under contract over the weekend. And this seller, I looked in the CRM, we had called this seller 58 times before he answered the phone, gave us the information we needed. We followed up with him the next day, got a price, got the deal under contract, and now it looks like that's something that's going to head to the closing table. But that seller, it took 58 calls, and I think it was probably 3 months that he was in our CRM. And after 58 calls, he finally answered the phone. We got him at the right time. got the deal under contract, and it looks like it's going to be a closed deal. So you need to stay consistent with that. The other thing also is another wholesaler that I know, we realized that he had been talking to the same seller, and he said that he was trying to send him a contract and the seller had ghosted him, and he obviously didn't get the deal under contract. We did, but he had been calling him as well. Probably not as consistent as we were every day. And then when the time came, he answered the phone, he was ready to go, and we were there waiting for him. So you need to have a good follow-up system in your pipeline. The deal we got under contract maybe a month ago, and that seller we had called 19 times. And on the 19th time, he answered the phone, and we got a deal under contract with that one as well. So you need to have the process for follow-ups and be there and be ready when the seller is ready to answer the phone and talk, and make sure you're there to take advantage of that. So follow-up system, the first major shift and maybe one of the biggest ones that we made in the business that made a difference. The second shift was processes. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the follow-up. So adding the process of how we get new leads, how we touch those new leads, how we follow up with the no contacts, how we follow up with people that we have made contact with and we need to follow up for whatever reason. Maybe deals we're underwriting, and then obviously deals under contract and deals that we've sent contracts to and we need to follow up with them. So now I've talked about network on a prior video, how important your network is. So diving into my network, I've found people that can help me with this, and we've set up processes so that it is working for each individual, for the business, and then how we want to set it up so that we're making sure we're touching all those people all the time. So having a simple process, we get the leads, we call those new leads, we call the no contacts, we call the ones we've talked to and need to follow up, whether they're under contract, we've sent a contract, whatever it is, we need to follow up with them. So we've kept it simple. We've designated tasks and jobs for each person, and we've put that systems, we've put the processes into our system and made it a simple process and a simple way to get it handled. And now it's made it much more easier and clear for everybody to do the roles and responsibilities that they're there to do. So once you have the shift or the processes, you can do the follow-up correctly. Those two go hand in hand for sure. And really everything in your business is about systems and processes and setting those up, having expectations and tasks for everybody that knows what they're doing, and it's a clear understanding, everyone's on the same page. So this was the second shift. Knowing what to do and how to do it, it makes everything much more simple. Your business flows, everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. And when you're talking to people and you know what you're doing and know how you're organized, you sound more professional too. So we get a deal under contract, we know the next steps, we're explaining that to the customer, they know what to expect, it happens that way, it's easy, it's clear, and you have a good understanding of exactly what's going on. And that's a business. You sound professional, you act professional. Systems and processes help you do that. The third shift, networking and collaborating. Obviously, I've talked about this a couple times already. I've talked about it on prior videos. Having a network and linking up and collaborating with people in that network can be huge. I've been in mentorship programs. I've been in Facebook groups and gone to meetups, and you meet a ton of different people along the way. If you get loud, there's a networking video that I've made. It goes into more specifics about networking and properly networking and how to make it work for you. But if you get loud in these groups, you let people know what you're doing, you start talking to people, and then you find out they're doing the same thing, or maybe they have a similar issue or concern to you. You can team up and work it out and figure out how to work with each other and maybe help each other. So recently, this has happened for me. I actually was talking to a seller about a property that he had. He was talking to other people. He had other people coming to the property and going over it with him and making offers. So I asked him who he was talking to. Turns out he was talking to somebody that a name that I had recognized in one of the groups that I'm in locally, actually. And I knew he had done deals before. He was pretty active on Facebook groups and things like that. So I told the seller, look, you're in good hands. If he comes out, we actually were giving him the same number. So I know the numbers were pretty good. And I told him, look, you're in good hands. He's a good guy. I actually know him. So if he gives you this number and everything works out, I would go with him and it should work out for you. If for some reason it doesn't, let me know, call me back. So turns out it did work out for him. I reached out to the other wholesaler. Hey, you were talking to Mr. John Doe. How'd that work out? You get it all good? Turns out he had heard of my name as well, and people we've talked to similar sellers. And I said, look, let's talk, meet up, see how maybe we can help each other. And we ended up doing that. Turns out we actually have some of the same goals as far as expanding and scaling and what we want to do in our businesses. And diving into that even further, what he's having trouble with in his business is actually something that I is a more of a strong suit for me in my business, and what I'm struggling with is something that's a strong suit for him. So now that we've talked and met and collaborated, we've now understood that we can complement each other, and we've done that. We've collaborated on some deals. Actually, since we've done that, it's been about 2 weeks, maybe less. And we've already gotten 2 deals under contract and 2 deals that we're ready to dispo. And we're going to be helping each other close more deals just by talking and collaborating and getting inside our networks and really using that to our benefit. And we're both pretty local. So it's not like they live across the country. In this situation, it's even better because we are relatively close to each other. So if we want to meet up and go look at properties and things like that, we can also do that as well. So you need to get into your network. You need to get loud in your network, talk to people in your network, let them know what you're doing, find out what they're doing. And it can be beneficial for both of you if there's some way you can come together and complement each other to help each other win and do more deals. So that was the third shift that has made an immediate impact in my business. And now it's going to make us both more money because we're going to be closing more deals just by combining resources and collaborating together. So some of the things looking back is I was blaming it on leads. I was blaming it on cold calls, no good. Text is no good. People aren't answering the phone. And in reality, the problem was me. The problem was my inconsistency. I didn't have a follow up system. I didn't have any systems and processes in place. I was trying to go at it all alone, which when you're first starting out, that typically happens. And the first thing I would do is dig into my network and get with someone right off the bat. What can I bring to the table? What are they bringing to the table? Let's JV, let's collaborate, see how we can complement each other and hit the ground running that way. Had I known this guy and met up with him rather than just seeing his name in a Facebook group a year or 2 years ago, who knows where we would be right now. So now that I've kind of worked through all that and realized it, that's a lesson that I wish I learned sooner. And if you're just starting out, that would be the first thing that I do is network, collaborate with people, find out how you can collaborate and what you can bring to the table and what they can bring to the table to help each other win. If you're feeling stuck, like you're not getting anywhere, you got to look at yourself and what your systems and processes are. That's going to make a huge difference in how your business runs and the success that you have is creating that consistency with systems and processes, with the follow up, with the network. You put all those three together, then you're going to have success and you're going to get contracts and you're going to get closed deals. So make sure that you are auditing and evaluating your business. Keep moving forward, keep learning, keep making yourself better every single day, and you'll have success. Appreciate you tuning in today. If this is something that helped you, hit the like button, subscribe. Would love to hear from you. Let me know what kind of things has helped you with your success, the systems and processes that you've adopted, follow up systems, how the network and collaboration has helped you, and would love to hear from you. And we can learn from each other, close more deals, close more contracts, make more money. Good luck. See you on the next one.